Okay, so now we are going to actually collect some data. You can see that I've already started entering data as my example. So I'm going to show you guys how you find that information. So first thing, when you get into graphical analysis, double check all of these dimensions. So check on your force sensor. When there's nothing in contact with your force sensor, I want you to come down here and see that. Click on the force sensor and make sure that you zero the force sensor. You don't need to have your position zeroed. You can if you bring that to the end there and hit 0. It doesn't really matter because we're not measuring position, we're measuring acceleration. Okay, so now we are going to actually collect some numbers. You may want to go ahead and fix this scale as well. You can fix your force scale by clicking here, Edit Graph Options. That 5 seconds is probably just fine, but we might change that to a -5 and a +5 here. If you change that to, say, manual scaling, then you won't have a problem with it going back to the way it was before. Same thing down here. To edit the acceleration graph, 0 to 5 seconds is fine on the x-axis. For our y-axis, we're going to change that to -5 meters per second squared and +5 meters per second squared. Again, make that manual, and then you won't have to worry about the scaling. There we go. Now all of that looks good. We've got our force sensor set up. We've got our motion sensor set up. And so let's just do a quick demonstration of how to collect this data. I'm going to go ahead and press my plunger into level 1. Line that up. Hit collect. Release. And then go ahead and hit stop. And then the values that you are actually looking for are these values here and here, those maximum values. Click on the graph to get that maximum force. If you're not sure that that's the maximum, drag it back and forth. That definitely is. Same down here. Yep. Okay, that's my maximum. Now notice in the table that acceleration comes first. So I'm going to enter this number. That is -1.959 meters per second squared, and the force is -2.68 newtons. Once you have done 4 trials, then I need you to calculate the averages. So you're calculating the average of the acceleration values, so that's this one, plus this one, plus this one, plus this one, divided by 4. That answer goes here. And then same with the forces. That answer goes here. You're going to do that also for the spring level being on level 2. And then you'll do that one more time for spring level being on level 3. Hopefully you have one that works a little better than mine. Okay, and then when you're done with that, please make sure that you write down your independent variable, dependent variable, and what things needed to remain constant during this experiment. When you get all of that data collected, you can move on to the next trial, which is where you're going to be adding mass.